Good afternoon. I'm Michael Moore, the United States Attorney for the Middle District of Georgia. This afternoon I want to make a few remarks concerning the investigation into the death of Kendrick Johnson. Let me first thank all of you for coming and for the interest that you have shown in this matter. As you know, the body of Kendrick Johnson was found by students on January the 11th, 2013 in the gym of the Lowndes County High School. The Lowndes County Sheriff's Department conducted an investigation into the circumstances surrounding Mr. Johnson's death. As is customary then, a GBI pathologist conducted an autopsy of the body. The investigators concluded that Kendrick Johnson's death was the result of positional asphyxia, specifically as a result of becoming accidentally lodged in the mat. Shortly after the results of that autopsy were released and the investigation closed by the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department, my office was contacted by the family's attorney who requested a review of the local investigation. At that time, I requested and received a copy of the complete investigative report and file from the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office. The investigative file includes reports, photographs, videos, statements, and a number of other documents. In late August of this year, I received a copy of the second autopsy report, which reached a different conclusion as to the cause of Kendrick Johnson's death. For several months now, my office has been continuously engaged in obtaining and reviewing all of the evidence, case reports, and other investigative findings that are available pertaining to the death of Kendrick Johnson. Those efforts are ongoing. As part of that process, there are several questions that must be answered or confirmed. First, what was the cause of Mr. Johnson's death? Second, was Mr. Johnson's death the result of a crime? Third, if Mr. Johnson's death was the result of a crime, who committed that crime? And fourth, if a crime in fact was committed, who has the jurisdiction to investigate and prosecute those responsible? Federal jurisdiction is limited, and there may be circumstances where even if it is determined that Kendrick Johnson died as a result of a criminal act, it may not be a crime which could be prosecuted in the federal courts. My office has received and reviewed the official documents and conclusions resulting from the initial investigation, and I have personally reviewed those documents and have spoken to individuals involved in this investigation. I have offered through the family attorney to meet with the Johnson family, and I have met on a couple of occasions with the family's investigator and have reviewed a number of documents that he has provided. I asked the family attorney to provide me with a full report from his investigator and any other evidence or information which he has developed. I received that information about 2 weeks ago. We have also asked the public to come forward with any additional information they may have. We are reviewing literally hundreds of telephone calls we've received about the case to determine if any relevant information exists. And I ask now again, if anyone has any factual and specific information relating to Mr. Johnson's death, please contact my office at 478-621-2701. Many people have already called to express their concerns, fears, and opinions about Mr. Johnson's death and the subsequent investigation. And let me say that I appreciate the depth of those concerns, but at this time, what we need are people with facts and knowledge of the circumstances surrounding Mr. Johnson's death to present those to us. Facts, not feelings or opinions, no matter how sincere they may be, are the basis of a legal investigation. At this time, however, I am of the opinion that a sufficient basis exists for my office to conduct a formal review of the facts and investigation surrounding the death of Kendrick Johnson. I do this with an open mind, neither accepting nor rejecting the opinions of anyone who has previously investigated the circumstances of his death. At my request, the FBI, who I believe is the finest investigative agency in the world, is cooperating with us in our efforts. Should sufficient information be developed to warrant a criminal civil rights investigation, I will ask the FBI to open a civil rights or any other appropriate criminal investigation. As the United States Attorney and within the confines of appropriate federal jurisdiction, I will follow the facts wherever they lead. My objective is to discover the truth, and I believe that can only be done by gathering all of the evidence and relevant information surrounding Mr. Johnson's death. I am committed to doing everything in my power to answer the questions that exist in this case, or as many of them as we can. Now, as those of you who have covered the Department of Justice before, or who have covered my office before know, we do not typically comment on pending investigations. Because this is now an ongoing investigation by my office, I'm not going to take questions at this time. Going forward, I will not be making any public comments about this matter until my investigative review is complete. But let me assure each of you, Mr. Johnson's family, the law enforcement agencies, the local community, and all of those who are interested in or have been affected by these tragic circumstances, that my goal, and in fact my oath requires, me to follow the facts, apply the law, and now protect the independence and objectivity of this investigative process. Thank you all very much.
Will your investigation also